to you by Lincoln Savings Bank. At home in Iowa, at work for you.
The UNI football team suffered its first loss in the Missouri Valley Football Conference on the road at North Dakota State. It was a battle from start to finish. And Coach, your thoughts as you look to bounce back from that hard-fought battle against North Dakota State?
Well, it was the start of both halves that really got us. It was the penalties cost us our drives, and then the error in execution cost us a couple touchdowns. So it was definitely the difference in the game with the first two series of both halves.
Yeah, you outgained them, but like you said, a couple of big plays that really turned things around.
Yeah, I mean, we started off great with that first turnover and got great field position, but then had a penalty. So that nullified that first drive. And then they came back three series later, and then they had the two big passes back to back and two quick series, and we had execution there. So those things hurt us. So really, we look at it that we failed to execute the way we needed to win a game like that.
Looking at that first quarter, it was 10-0 after the first quarter, but the Panthers got on the board early in the second quarter. An 8-play, 73-yard drive capped with a 44-yard touchdown catch by Isaiah Weston. And good to get on the board with that good, strong drive.
What was good about it is that we were in a tough place to play, and they got out to an explosive start. And then we recaptured that momentum in the second quarter by just playing our game and staying within our football game. And when we recaptured it, that was hard to do, and yet we did a nice job getting that done.
And Weston, you could tell Day was looking for him multiple times in that first half.
Well, we thought we could get behind him, and we did. We took multiple shots and probably missed 3 shots. But we got behind him, we made the plays, and ultimately that also loosens up things in the run game. So, yeah, the plan was actually, if we don't make the error, the plan was unfolding the way it was supposed to.
You mixed that run in, and there were times you could just tell at will able to pick up big chunks of yardage on the ground.
Well, we could, and I really thought Braddock ran hard, and if we wouldn't have gotten behind in that second half in those 2 explosive plays, we could have stayed in our game plan. But once we got behind in those 2 explosive plays, it kind of altered a little bit because we had to try to climb back in, and we were climbing back in even as late as the fourth quarter.
Yeah, heading into halftime, it was 13-10 at intermission. UNI totaled 181 yards in the first half, 98 coming on the ground, 83 in the air, and good balance like we talked about. Then that third quarter, the Bison defense forced a quick 3-and-out. The Panthers returned a punt to the UNI 9-yard line, and NDSU scored 2 plays later. And talk about that fumble then with Theo Day as far as that kind of changed things around a little bit.
Well, that changed drastically because, they make us punt, they get a punt return for a touchdown, and then we have the forced fumble and they scored. It cost us 14 points, however it happened. And 2 explosive plays in the second half. It's like getting hit in the gut a little bit when you're trying to get things going in the second half in a close game. Now you kind of got behind the 8 ball again, you got to fight your way out of the hole.
And the Panthers did. The Panthers responded with a 2-play, 75-yard drive, a 5-yard touchdown by Dom Williams. It was 27-17 heading into the final quarter of play. But then the Bison able to get a score to go up 34-17. But what I saw watching the game was there was a lot of fight in your guys, and just time and time again, able to get it down, but unable to get it across the goal line in that fourth quarter, it seemed like.
Right, because once we got down there, we got it within 14 points, and that was the objective with 12 minutes to go in the football game. So we're down 2 possessions, and we're moving the football through the air on them. So it was once we got inside the 25 down in that red zone area, we knew we had to score touchdowns, not field goals. So ultimately things changed a little bit on both sides of the ball because of what we had to accomplish was touchdowns and not field goals.
Again, the Panthers, just their first loss in the Missouri Valley Conference. You had a good winning streak heading in and a good week of practice, do you feel, heading into that game with momentum?
Yeah, the practice thing, good week, bad week of practice. I mean, that to me is that doesn't gauge really how you're going to play. When you really walk on that football field is everything, the atmosphere and that type of stuff we were prepared for, in my opinion, but yet we made an error in snap count, which was created because of the crowd. And the same thing happened, quite frankly, in the beginning of the third quarter, is we jumped on a snap count, which put us 5 yards in a second and 15, which then a couple plays later you get a fumble. So all that attributed to what was going on, because you don't hear that when you're watching TV or a film. So that's where we say we didn't execute the way we wanted to.
A lot of teachable moments. The Panthers have a tough home contest coming up. We'll talk about that and a couple features on some UNI football players here on Panther Sports Talk.